Oh,
Hi friends, welcome to this week's episode of Dead Funny University. I am your host and fellow student Kelsey, and teaching us today is he's more like our resident. He's not our visiting professor anymore. He's really one of our resident professors, Chris, who has been chatting with me for an hour, which has just been so much fun, because guess what, guys? We're still friends! So, Zelda, as we jump into our Zelda semester, first, Chris, how are you doing? How's life?
Dead Funny hasn't killed us yet. It hasn't killed us yet. So last time we were here, we had went and we had defeated the boss at Snowhead and saved the Gorons, brought them their nice, happy, warm weather back where they were able to start doing their rock racing again. The old guy quit freezing every fucking 5 steps. Yeah, fun stuff.
Does he
But
finally play with his kid again? Do we ever see them
yeah,
be happy
yeah.
family? Okay, cool.
Yep, they're all back in like their little Goron Hall, so it's actually kind of cool. And I wish I would actually look for a picture of it. And I think I did that night, but I couldn't find like a good one because once again, this game's like old as shit. But basically, like they live in like it kind of looks like these like rock domes, like if you think like Patrick from SpongeBob, and then some of them like they're multiple stacked up to make like a tower and stuff like that sometimes. But like you have to do like this ground pound and like this rock door just slides up and then you go in there and like it's all like real tribal and stuff inside and they've got like the Goron music going, which is always kind of like some tribal like beats and everything, which is really cool. And they've got like the their own like flags and rugs and just it's like real colorful on the inside, which is really really cool. So and yeah, you go in there and he's down there with his kid and all the fucking troops
Aw.
surrounding him and stuff like that. So yeah, they do get back to normal. So now, I know what you're thinking. Let's move on to Chris's favorite, the Zoras. But we're not going to do that today because we are going to Romani Ranch. Because this is actually... So, I guess I'll put it this way. I'll probably do a quick list rundown after we collect all 4 of the giants and just kind of give a quick list rundown of like this is how you got this mask, this is how you got this mask, when stuff that doesn't really matter. But some of these side quests are actually like story-ish. They don't necessarily pertain to the story. This one does solely because it's how you get Epona, and you need Epona to get to the Zoras. But like I said, some of them they're story-wise, some of them are not. And one of them that I didn't talk about, which I'm going to go ahead and bring up now, just due to the fact that it kind of makes sense. So you know what your main quests are. How do you know what your side quests are, right? So there is this, I think they call themselves the bombers. Yeah, the little bombers or the bombers or something like that. I don't know. But it's this gang of kids who basically make sure Clock Town is up and running and they watch over it. They're the fucking shit, kind of like when you played the remake and there was those kids that patrolled in Sector 5 and they had the little wooden buster blades and they thought that they were like little security guards and stuff like that. That's kind of what this group of kids are.
Okay, so this group of kids isn't actually in charge of anything, and the town
No.
does not. Okay, we're good, we're fine. I was worried they were
No.
actually trusting security to children, and I was about to flip
No.
out. Cool.
No, exactly just like those kids from Final Fantasy.
All right.
So, like I said, they call themselves
So
the Little Bombers. And the one with the red bandana, he's obviously the leader because he's got the thing. And to start your side quest with them, you have to go find all them. They're all hiding. So you go and find all them, and then they let you into the bomber gang, and they give you the bomber's notebook. And in the notebook, it actually details like all your side quests. And so you go and complete the side quest and then report back to the bombers, and they give you a bomber badge to put next to it, and that completes that quest. So that's how you know what your side quests are and how you're going to be able to get all these different masks, which is cool. So anyways, we're not doing anything specifically with them, but we are checking off one of their things on their list. So, like I said, heading out to Romney Ranch. So this is actually really, really cool. So when you go to head out that way, you run into our buddy Tingle, which you've already met before and aren't necessarily the biggest fan of.
Nope.
But when you go out to Romney Ranch, you end up finding that because of the way that the earth started shaking when the moon first, kind of fucking broke the atmosphere, it kind of knocked this boulder down. So getting into Romney Ranch is not an option at this point. That's day 1. When you get to day 3, as you can see in this picture, they're kind of breaking through it, and that guy on the left has a pickaxe. When you get to day 3, he will have cleared the rock debris, and you can then go to Romney Ranch. Only problem is if you wait till day 3, everything's all doom and gloom because, like, here's the surface of the earth and here's the fucking moon.
Yeah.
So everybody thinks they're going to die. You can't get anything done. You can't get a pwn or anything else like that. So you have to go and do all this other shit, aka become a Goron. So whenever you become a Goron, what you can then do is you can go to town, and there is a weapon shop in Clocktown. If you go to that weapon shop, you look in the back and you will see a Goron, and he is all the way over there in the back. He's kind of rolled up in his little ball form, and you go talk to him in your Goron form, and he will sell you what is called a power keg. A power keg is the only thing that is big enough to pack enough punch to break us through that gigantic fucking boulder in the way to Romney Ranch. What I like about the power keg is that that's actually like a Goron skull. They just didn't do a normal skull with crossbones. Like you can see the tip of the head coming up like the
Yeah.
Goron's heads do. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so a power keg. So as a Goron, you can carry the power keg. You go all the way out there. As you can see in that last picture that I showed you, he's putting the bomb down in front of the boulder. The miner gets the fuck out of the way, and then you can blow up the boulder and access Romney Ranch on day 1.
Nice.
Woo! Make a progress. Exactly. So, and remember, for those of you who are just jumping in, I highly recommend you go back to episode 1 of Majora's Mask so you can learn the rest of the story. But anything that you don't complete within a 3-day span, you do lose all that progress. So, if you're going to tackle Romney Ranch, I highly suggest you do it day 1 because you actually need night 1 and night 2. They're actually both very crucial, and there's not too many side quests that lead you out during the night. A lot of them stuff you do during the day, but this one specifically, you do need the nighttime.
Follow-up
So,
question, real fast.
go ahead.
So many games will have coins that you will rack up over the course so you can, buy upgrades, junk like that, or experience that works in often a very similar way. Do you have any of that in this game, and does that also get reset every 3 days?
So, you, as a triple or typical Zelda, and we've talked about this on another one, you get
Yes,
rubies.
rupees. Yes, correct.
And we also saw that in that opening cinematic where Skull Kid was messing with a red ruby.
Yeah.
There is a bank that you can store your money in, and for some reason, if you store your money in, you won't lose money, which is
Plot.
fucking dumb. Yeah, exactly, plot. So, but anything that's on you, you do lose, and that's actually kind of cool. Is that whenever you play the Song of Time, it does like it's got like the grandfather clock, the pendulum on the
Yeah.
grandfather clock. It has like a circle of those going down in a spiral, and you fall through that spiral. It's a whole cinematic. It's all white with the black pendulums, and it's a little spiral, and you're going through. And that's actually kind of cool with the Song
That's
of Time
awesome.
is that you play it normal and you move forward to the next night. Whenever you play it backwards, it brings you all the way back to day 1 during the day, and you actually have to play the song backwards. And in the cinematic, the song is backwards as well, which is really cool.
That is
But as you're
cool.
falling through it, you see all your shit leave you that's in your pockets, your bombs, your arrows, your rupees, all that shit leaves you. You actually watch all that leave.
So the only one thing that you can keep then is rupees, only if you deposit it at the bank in time.
Only if you deposit it. Yep. All your other shit, your arrows and your bombs, you got to rebuy that every fucking time. To be fair, in
Oh.
Zelda, there's stuff like breaking barrels and cutting down bushes and stuff,
Mhm.
where you get that kind of stuff back. Anyways, so that being said, so we're heading out to Romney Ranch. So we get all the way out to Romney Ranch, and just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a visual, I did look for the best picture I could find. Once again, this game's super fucking old. So, so Romney Ranch is what we have right out there. If you look, you will see a particular redheaded girl that we've seen before, Marin. Although her name actually isn't Marin in this game, her name is Romney. Same as the ranch. Yes, I know. So, to the right, we have the little pen where they keep their cows. To the left is the actual ranch house, and that little that little tin shed that's right there on the side of the house. That's where Pona is. She is locked up in there because your horse ran there to the ranch, and they took the horse in, obviously, because they're a fucking ranch. Now, the one thing that's sticking out here is that gigantic fucking orange balloon, which just looks fucking weird, that's out there next to her. So, that balloon is some monstrosity that she constructed because guess what? Now we're moving into our quest. She needs your help. And if you want your horse back, you got to show her that you can help her out and that she'll let you have your horse back, which, she doesn't really know if it's your horse or not. So you use your bow and arrow to shoot that balloon down. Once you do, she lets you get on Epona and you ride around and you go shoot all these balloons down that she's got all across the ranch. She wants you to do it in a short amount of time for her to trust that you can do what she needs you to do.
Okay.
So I think it's like a minute and you get it knocked out. It's very easy to do. You could literally equip the bunny hood and just run around if you wanted to because you're super fucking fast. Or you could fucking ride Epona. It's a lot easier to control. You don't have to stop and then shoot. You could just ride Epona and she'll just keep going and then you can just shoot. Knock down all the balloons and you get back to her. When you get back to her, she tells you that every night there are these things that are showing up and they are going and abducting the cows. What does that sound like? Aliens, conspiracy theory. I believe in aliens. Circle meets the square. You know what I mean? It's all come together, Kelsey. Illuminati. Anyways,
Are we about to have another tangent?
No, we're not. But so aliens are showing up. Well, she doesn't specifically say aliens, but she just says these things that come at night. And that's what she kind of made the balloon somewhat look like. Not really, but somewhat look like. And they're coming there and they're abducting the cows. I do want to point out that on my computer, I do have safe search on. And I found a very hentai-ish picture whenever I typed in Majora's Mask, Romney Ranch, aliens, of them abducting her onto the ship. And I was like, that's fucking weird. But anyways, so, because you
If
never
you
see
made
the
that,
ship.
you're a weirdo.
Yeah. So, not to mention she's like fucking 12 or fucking 8. Anyways, you got issues. Fucking see help.
Yeah.
Aliens. The reason why I brought the safe search thing is because thank God she had her clothes on. But I'm pretty sure if I clicked on it, it would have took me to some other places, and I did not do.
Nope.
Anyway, so I don't mean to pull a meme here, but aliens. Anyways, so they show up and they fuck with the cows, take them. Da, 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 da. She wants you to stop because their entire business is based off of their milk. That's what they're known for here at Romney Ranch. Is they have the best milk in the world, and they deliver it to Clocktown. She then tells you that her dad has recently passed away, and her sister, her older sister, has been taking on this burden this entire time of basically making sure the ranch is kept together. So she's doing what she can to make sure that the ranch is also kept in place. So now there's the Romney sisters. I
Aww.
think the older sister's name is like Crema or something. I
Oh
think
my
it's literally
god,
spelled like
really?
Cream IA. Yeah, Crema. Anyways, but that's her name.
Ugh.
Crema. I don't know.
FYI,
Anyway.
if you tried to name your child Crema, I would have stopped you. Like, I would have found a way.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, like I said, luckily my significant other, she had the girl's name, and that's what we had. So
And has
anyway.
brains.
That's fair too. But so she wants you to help protect because she has her own bow. So that's another cool thing that I like. Is it's not like, oh, Link, save us. She's like, you're gonna fucking help me fight off these fucking aliens. Which I found somebody had some pretty cool fucking artwork of. But her and Link
That's awesome.
defending the cows at night with their bows and arrows, even the little doggies there, killing these aliens and making sure that they. So basically, the whole thing that you want to do is just go around at night and make sure that they don't get into the ranch. She protects from the inside, you protect from the outside. So you're just riding around making sure that all the aliens don't get a chance to get to the cows. You do that, and then she teaches you Epona song. Now that we have Epona song, we can now use Epona whenever we want to. You've completed that part of the quest. We're on day 2. We're moving into night 2. Here's the second part that you still really need to complete to make sure that you wrap everything up. So night 2 falls down, and the sister knows that you're helping the little sister out with some things. And she sees that you're pretty handy with the bow. So she asks if you can help her out. So, yes, we got Epona. It's all great and fine dandy, but we're not going to be using Epona for this quest. This quest is that she makes the nightly milk runs to Clocktown. The reason why she makes them at night is because the place that you're delivering only is open at night. And once again, we're known for the best milk in town. So a lot of people want this milk, and there are actually some bandits that will try to steal this milk when she goes to make her milk run, knowing now that there's just this female out by herself, late hours of the night, that they could probably take the milk.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, she asked if you can accompany her, which was pretty cool. So, we get in her nice little wagon, which is very weird because it's driven by a fucking mule, but she clearly has a fucking steering wheel, which would not fucking work anywhere near like people think it would. But hey, you know what? Video games, right? So, all right. But
She's
here's a
really
nice little
pretty. Like
picture of her chosen steed. Yeah,
Ah! I
little wagon that we get
absolutely
to ride on.
love that mule. That mule has attitude, man.
Right?
Look at him. Like,
Exactly.
if you try to like, oh, that
He
thing's
will
ready to kick
the
somebody.
shit out of you.
Yeah.
Exactly. He will kick the shit out of you. So you go riding, and for some reason, Milk Road is closed. Yes, Milk Road, I know. So Milk Road is closed. So you have to go through, and I kid you not, she says, Ugly Alley. So you're going through Ugly Alley, or maybe it was Ugly Valley. I don't know, but it was ugly for sure. And as you're going through, you hear some noises. You turn out the back, and that is following you. That is what is following you.
That
trying
is
to,
nightmare fuel.
take your milk. Yeah, exactly. Right. Look at the donkey's teeth.
Yeah, I was
Like,
about
his
to
teeth are
say
so
they got
fucked
some
up.
like man, they were thumb suckers like well into their toddler days, like adult days, clearly. Thumb
Yeah.
sucking.
So, but if you look at the actual guys on the donkeys, they do look somewhat familiar. You have seen a picture of this person before, but once again, since this is considered a different Zelda game and a different-ish timeline, if you will, what this kind of runs to is this asshole, which in the last ranch, that was her uncle. Yeah, so that is who Ugly Valley. That's who's basically runs Ugly Valley, and I guess it's two twin brothers. They both look like that.
It's Luigi. It's
It's Luigi,
retired
exactly. Yeah,
Luigi.
retired Luigi. Yes, correct. That's who we talked about. Retired Luigi.
God,
Exactly.
he quits his life as a plumber and a princess rescuer to live in a valley and steal a young woman's milk. Like, that's just creepy.
He's not doing so hot. That's
No!
for sure. He's not doing so hot.
Make better
So
life choices.
basically, you just got to keep shooting them with your arrows, get them to back the fuck off, and leave you alone. And then you make it all the way to Clocktown, where you're able to successfully deliver the milk. Now, what's cool about Clocktown is that there's this door that you haven't been able to get into. Turns out it's a nightclub. Well, for helping her deliver the milk, she gives you the Ramani Cow Mask. It's one of your masks that you have to have in the game. So, yeah, I know it looks dumb. So you put this on, and basically she looks at you as an adult now. She doesn't look at you as a kid because of what you got there helping her do. So now she looks at you as an adult. This actually gives you adult permission to enter this adult club. I know what you're thinking. Adult club, kids going to adult club. This chick's starting to seem pretty fucking irresponsible.
In a milk mask.
Well,
In a cow mask. Sorry.
Yes. Some with no context. If we were just to start here, anybody who hasn't played Zelda would be really wondering what the fuck's on the other side.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, yeah. But it's Nintendo, guys. It's a fucking milk bar. It literally is what it is. There's no alcohol. You can only buy milk here. It is an adult night club milk bar. It's literally.
I'm still so uncomfortable with the concept of adults that hang out at a milk bar, non-alcoholic milk bar that is adults only, that then a child comes in wearing a cow mask. Like, this is still like top kink weird. Do not approve.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair. So yeah, it's kind of like you played Stardew Valley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the diner that's Stardew Valley is what it reminds me of a lot. Like, just there's like fucking themes over there and stuff like. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of a lot. Anyways,
there's very clearly alcohol in Stardew Valley, though.
Yeah, that's
which reduces the creep factor dramatically, to be honest.
Oh man! Every time I play Stardew Valley, the person I can't stand the most is fucking Pam.
Pam
in the trailer.
I have friends that intentionally romance her because like she's so easy. Just give her beer and she's fine.
It's so true. Oh, and I've met people like that in my real life because I grew up in trailers. Anyways, so that being said, moving on. So now we have successfully done all the quests we needed to at Romney Ranch, and Link finally has his trusted steed, Epona, back. We're here. It's fucking awesome. We love Epona. She's been the fucking horse throughout all the fucking Zelda generations. She is the bad, awesome horse. She's beast. I love Epona. Like I was so happy when I found out the one amiibo I have that if I put that on the actual Switch, it gives me Epona in the latest fucking the Breath of the Wild, because you were just like running around and then you would crouch and you would find a horse out in the wild and you would jump on it and try to tame it real quick and then you could use it. But as soon as you got off, it would leave unless you took it to the stable to name it. And then
Hmm.
I found out that I could get Epona by doing that. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting Epona, which I told you take to the stable. And they're like,
And they
oh,
can't
name
name.
it. And they're like, hold on, wait, what? That's Epona. Can't rename Epona, which is great because that's showing some, kickbacks and some fans there. But yeah, so we get Epona back, which is super fucking awesome. And now we can officially use Epona to get to the Zoras. That will be on the next episode because this is what we were here for.
We were here for Romney Ranch and to talk
We
about
were
other
here for
crap for
Romney
12
Ranch.
minutes.
Exactly. This is what we were here for. But I did actually find I'm trying to grab it because there's something else that happens in the bar. I can't talk about it yet because we haven't done the Zoras yet.
Hmm.
But there is some crap that happens in the bar too, which is pretty cool. It's not like any kind of like quest or anything. But whenever you have all the masks, you can come back here and do something that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I did
Okay.
find this artwork today, which I thought was really, really fucking cool.
Oh, nightmarish, nightmarish. Do not like. Oh,
Yep.
I was looking at a thing, and apparently the Happy Mask Man is actually designed after a specific person. I think it's like the creator of Zelda or Link or
Really?
yeah, it's the Happy Mask Man is a specific human being, which makes me feel bad when I found out because I'm like, I've said nothing but mean things about this character.
That's
Whoops.
true. That
Um,
is definitely true. And I also found this too, because obviously people could see this as spoiler content. It's really not spoiler content because at this point you've kind of noticed that we're grabbing like the fucking 4 mask of the fucking bosses and shit. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool artwork too.
oh God,
Showing
I'm
like,
still looking at the original one, and there's like zombies and junk like that
yeah.
in there. Or I guess we'll
Well,
find out.
the creepy kid Link just sitting in the background. That's the one that gets me because he's like, he doesn't have eyes. He looks so
Oh,
fucking creepy. Yeah, right?
I didn't even notice him. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, nope.
Oh, yeah,
That's a fucking
that's the creepy
nightmare.
one.
I'm gonna see that in
Yeah.
my goddamn nightmares. I want no part of that. Nope. Nope.
What's cool though is if you zoom in on the puddle and
Oh,
you
you can
actually
see
see.
Link like rage.
Mhm.
Oh, all of this
Yeah,
is dark. All of this is
I like this picture a lot.
dark.
I like this picture a lot.
God, why do you like the creepiest shit?
I don't know.
All
I
right, now I'm
don't know.
gonna look at the other one. I'm gonna move.
But I just thought it was
Um,
kind of cool.
what the
Yeah, because that's
fuck?
all for the boss mask, and it's like
Yeah.
really showing like in my opinion, this is like Skull Kid in his own mind right now, while Majora's kind of controlling his body. That's the way I kind of look at this one. You
God,
got the
that's
sword
dark.
now. I know, right?
It's
So
so
good.
dark. Ugh.
So good. So I guess since we're technically halfway through the game at this point, since we have done the Goron stuff, that is the second main mask that we have to obtain. We're halfway through the game. Are you kind of seeing yet some similarities with the whole theory about the 5 stages of grief at this point? The depression fan theory.
I'm trying to think through that because the 5 stages of grief, I don't remember off the top of my head. Actually, you know what? I have a cell phone inches from my fingers. So the 5 stages
And
of
you
grief
literally have
are
Google in front of your face too. So
true,
yeah.
but I've got you up on a screen and I've got everything else up, and the
Mm,
Google will pop up in front of your face. So I'm trying not to do that.
welcome to my life.
Yeah. I remember you talking about it at one point back before I did
Some
any
years
editing of
ago.
my own. And you're
Yeah.
just like, oh shit, I don't want to open this. I'm like, come on, why are you being a little bitch about it?
Mhm.
And then I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's why you're being a little bitch about
That's why Chris is
it.
being a little bitch about it. Exactly. 100%. Yeah.
I walked it back. So the 5 stages, the 5 stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
Hmm.
So denial.
Because, like I said, the fan theory plays off of two things. One,
Hmm.
Navi has died, and this whole thing is Link trying to find his way back to Navi. Or
Yay.
two, Link is dead, and this is him trying to come to terms with the fact that he's dead. Those are the two main fan theories around this game. Once again, none of them are
None of them has
correct.
been approved by Nintendo,
Fan
but
theory for sure. They're not correct because this timeline does go on. This is not the end of this timeline. So,
to be honest,
and it's fine. It's
I
not
don't
yet.
see it as clearly as I would hope that I would. And so maybe at some point we can, like, when we talk about theories or when we start wrapping up this game, we can cover this a little bit more explicitly because that may help me kind of see what they're
Completely
pulling
fine.
together.
I just kind of wanted to see where you were at. Yep.
Sorry, no.
With this thing happening. No, that's completely fine. What I think would be really cool is what we might do is there's this YouTuber who kind of like that's his thing. He loves getting all the Zelda fan theories and
Mhm.
going in depth in them. And I know he has like I think it's like a 5 minute video where he talks about it, and maybe we'll fucking listen to that.
Oh, that could be cool.
After we finish the game, and then kind of get his thoughts and views, and then you can kind of do your own like little look overview of like, holy shit, okay, cool. So this is where this kind of lines up
Yeah.
because once again, this game came out a very long time ago, and that was even what was cooler was that when they re-released it on a child's handheld game and had all these newer, fresher perspectives who then went and looked up the fan theory, and everybody's just kind of been adding to it, and then he made a video discussing it, and I thought it was really, really interesting.
That
So
is really interesting. Yeah, no, I'd definitely be up for that because I don't see it
please.
yet, and I think it could be a valuable analysis. I've been keeping it in mind, but it hasn't been super clear at this point, and that's probably just me looking at it from an explanation standpoint as opposed to
Mhm.
experiencing the game the way that everybody else does. So,
And a big reason why I think that this is like one of my tops as far as the Zelda games go, and why I like this one so much, I think would be the same reasons for Seven, is just the overtone of death in this game. Because the first Deku we got it from, as you saw in that dark picture there, with the
mhm.
shriveled up Deku that's dying, and then on top of that, the Goron was dead, and that's how we got that mask. I'm not gonna say anything for the Zora one yet because we haven't got there yet. But like I said, just the overtone of death in this game. Like I said, I like those kind of consequences and like how it kind of shapes the world around. And the same thing for Final Fantasy VII was the same way. Like every corner you turned, it was death, 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 death. Well, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The original was that way. The remake, I don't even know if people died when the fucking plate fell at this point. I have no fucking clue. So we'll see. Part two is coming out at some point. We'll find out. But anyways, back to Zelda. But yeah, so I really like the aspect of that, and when you start kind of like looking at the fact that this is death and the acceptance of them knowing that they're dead, and that's whenever Link's able to play the song for them and heal their soul, and then get the mask, it kind of starts to help tie into that whole like, are they dead? Is Link actually dead? And kind of coming to terms with the fact that he's dead and so on and so forth. Like I said, we'll go into that video, and this is the main one from all the Zelda fans, which once again comment on the video, who have come to me and asked me to make sure that we really try to do the theory for sure around this game. This is the biggest one. Like
Mhm.
a lot of people have a lot of theories and a lot of questions on what the actual overall meaning and stuff of the game is. And once again, Nintendo in a normal Nintendo fashion is like, you figure it out.
Well, one of
So
the
yeah.
challenges that I hope we address either now or then is we're looking at this when you and I are discussing this, and I believe most of the people that are interacting with us around the content that we're creating for this particular game, um,
Mhm.
we're looking at this from a Western narrative, and a
Yep.
Western narrative, death is bad. death is final. Like there's a lot of negativity around death. There's a lot of actively trying to get away from death, and that is not inherently every culture's response to death.
Right.
And
Correct.
it's since this was created by Eastern cultures with Eastern narratives, understanding their approach to death and their approach to how cultures like deal with death would actually be a valuable, like, I don't know, layer to add to this, to recognize that we may be taking things from this that are just, it's a cultural misunderstanding that's causing it.
Yep. Yep. And that's where all the different fan theories come in, because the entire community come together as one whole, regardless where you're from, deep conversations about it and add their own perspective with their
Hmm.
own cultures, and then you kind of sew it all up together and it becomes one interesting fucking theory. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. All right, well, I think that's probably going to do it for our 14th class on Zelda. If you enjoyed this content, like and subscribe. That is super helpful to us. Please, 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 please do that. All right, I am done begging. Turn on notifications so you know
I'm
when to come to
not
class.
now.
Well, you're demanding. I'm begging. There's a big difference.
That's fair. That's fair.
We do have Twitter or Twitch links below. We'd love to interact with you there. And we will see you in the next class of Dead Funny University either way. So, bye, friends.